Hello there, friends. It's Jimmy Maverick. Welcome to another edition of the Fantasy Maverick podcast. And today we are coming at you, going to do a mock draft. We are going to do one on FantasyPros, a live draft, 12-team, pick number 8. Let's see the kind of team I can build, and we're going to check it out right now. So let's go.
Listen up. It's time for the Fantasy Maverick podcast, starring the guy who's going to help you win that fantasy championship, Jimmy Maverick.
All right, hello there, friends. It's Jimmy Maverick. We are getting ready to do a mock draft right now. We're doing a live draft on FantasyPros, 12-team, half PPR. I am picking 8th. Let's see what kind of team we can build, all right? And we're going to use my app to help pick players. So if you haven't done so already, go to my website, fantasyfootballmaverick.com. That's where you're going to find this app. It is a web-based app. You can access it from any web-connected device. You're not going to find it on the App Store. It's only through my website. So go to fantasyfootballmaverick.com. And we'll just do a quick start. So you have to answer 3 questions to get the list set up. So the first question is, how does your league score points? Half PPR. Do you want to engage Jimmy's recommended player filters? I'm just going to say no. I want to see all the players on the board. And then, do you want to enter draft mode? So yes. So we need to put in the size of the league, 12-team league. And we're going to put in our draft position 8. Let's go ahead and enter draft mode. And you can hear the chime there. So the draft just started. And I'm sure this will happen pretty easily. So right here, you got all the position filters. You've got the round filter. So this is for each round of the draft. I'm just going to minimize the recommendations. And then you got the player list down below. So we're going to click on number 1. And we'll see who it recommends. So it recommends Nick Chubb. It recommends Josh Jacobs. It recommends Davante Adams at this point. Now, Nick Chubb is a reach. That's what the hands mean. And I don't like to take reaches with my first pick because I'd rather take him in the second round. And there is basically about a 50-50 shot he would make it to our next pick. You can see long shots here, Alvin Kamara, Derrick Henry, Michael Thomas. If those guys made it to us, I would choose them over. We could also maybe go Julio Jones here. But I think I might go Josh Jacobs. What I'd like to say is these players are organized by what's called their VORC score. VORC stands for value, outlook, reliability, and consistency. And that is the 4 key stats that I look at when I'm rating players. It's these 4 columns over here. Based on how they do on each of these columns, they get points. Those points are added up. That's the VORC score. And I like to choose players that have over 40 points. So you can see here we've got a number of options. But there's also a number of players that score less. Joe Mixon, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Davante Adams, Austin Eckler, Travis Kelce, Dalvin Cook, Miles Sanders, Tyreek Hill. All these guys, for one reason or another, have something negative about them that makes me less inclined to want to take them with my pick. Now, look, Derrick Henry might actually make it to us. And as you can see, Derrick Henry, very highly rated here, 59 VORC points for the first-round pick. 5th overall value. I really like that if he makes it to us. Hopefully this guy will take Dalvin Cook. And he did. So there you go. So we end up with a long shot with our first pick. So that's great. I like him better than I would like taking Nick Chubb or Josh Jacobs at this point. So let's go ahead and we'll take Henry. That's a nice way to start out. So a good start. Now all we need to do now is go to round 2 on the app. You just click on the 2 tab. And now it's recommending Chris Carson, Kenny Golladay, and Chris Godwin. Now you can see right at the top of the list, you got Nick Chubb right at the top. And as I said, he would be a long shot this round. Obviously, if he makes it to us, that would be quite a coup to start our draft out with 2 long shots. But he would obviously be my favorite choice. Chris Carson, a great choice here. He is a reach. So I think I might want to wait on him. Again, I'm going for, even though he rates very well, if I can get him on the next round, I'd rather have that. The next running backs that we have available here, you got Kenyon Drake as a long shot. You got Gurley. I think Gurley's a good choice. Austin Eckler, a good choice. Certainly the best value at this point. Chubb or Drake would be great if we got either of them. It's moving kind of slow right now. Let's see here. But those that are below 40, Miles Sanders, Aaron Jones, Jonathan Taylor, James Conner, these guys are not good choices at this point in the draft. But you can see like Taylor and Conner, both reaches at this point. On the next round, they will be much more valuable and much more desirable to take, although I don't think either of them would hit 40 VORC points on the next round. So that's just something to consider. Jonathan Taylor, his value rank is 47th overall. That's not what you want to do with pick number 17. Not a good value. So that's what's depressing him right now on the draft board. So let's just kind of review what's happened in the first round. So it started off McCaffrey, Barkley, Elliott, then Clyde Edwards-Helaire taken 4th. That's an interesting strategy. Alvin Kamara was taken 5th, Michael Thomas, and then Dalvin Cook, and I took Derrick Henry. So that's the reason why Derrick Henry made it to the 8th pick, is because Clyde Edwards-Helaire got taken so early. I don't know how comfortable I am with taking Edwards-Helaire in the first round, but anyway, after us, it was Adams, then Julio Jones, then there's Josh Jacobs and Joe Mixon. So one thing actually on this first round, we got 3 potential holdouts happening here. We got Alvin Kamara, we got Dalvin Cook, and we got Joe Mixon, where people are thinking that they're either subtly holding out or they've threatened to hold out, and this was a risk. When you talk about elite players that hit their contract year, the threat of a holdout is real. Melvin Gordon did it last year. It happens, right? And especially when these running backs look at what's going to happen at the end of this year, because there's like 8 running backs that are on their contract year, 8 elite running backs that are on their contract year this year. And so it's going to be a very crowded market. So look at this. Kenyon Drake came off, then Austin Eckler. It's one more pick to us. Again, we got Miles Sanders in front of us. Nick Chubb is there. Nick Chubb, long shot for the second round. Did he make it? He made it. Look at that. Woohoo. Yeah, that is awesome. All right. Everything's going my way in this draft so far. This is great. I'm getting all long shots. So anyway, we took Nick Chubb. And let's go to the third round now and see who we want to get. So again, last round, Chris Carson was the highest rated player as a reach. Now he is going to be a long shot. Could we do a trifecta of long shots? That's very improbable to have go our way, 3 of them. But shoot, at the way things are going, that's pretty good. Now you look at Jonathan Taylor here. He is a long shot. Vork score is 31st overall. Now his value isn't quite as bad. He still is overvalued relative to his draft position. But, I'm not really, I'm thinking if we can get Carson, let's get Carson. And so I think he would absolutely be my choice. We can also look at the wide receivers this round if we want to go wide receiver. And there are some nice ones. We got Calvin Ridley, Odell Beckham Jr., Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, DJ Moore, Juju Smith-Schuster. All these guys score over 40 Vork points. They're all really good choices. The best value pick at this point would be someone like Cooper Kupp. The thing with Kupp, I like Kupp, but the thing that is a real negative for me about him is his consistency rating, 3 out of 10. He's a boom bust player, and he has a great touchdown upside. But, seriously, when it comes down to it, you're taking a lot of risks there because he's going to disappear on some games. And that's what happened last year a lot. I'm much bigger on Woods, who doesn't offer quite as much value, but it's still very good value and better consistency and reliability rankings. Now, what I want to start doing is I want to start using the queue to help us find the right player. So let's kind of get these players set up. So for the third round, when we were looking at running backs, Chris Carson, we got Jonathan Taylor and David Johnson. Again, not super interested in them, but Carson I'm very interested in. Oh, and he's right at the top. I doubt he's going to make it back to us at that position. And look, Todd Gurley's still there too. Todd Gurley's a good choice. We'll see if he makes it back. There's Jonathan Taylor. There's David Johnson. But again, they don't score 40 Vork points, so they don't interest me a whole lot. When we look at value, they certainly do. David Johnson offers pretty decent value. Let's go ahead and we'll put David Johnson on there because as a third running back, I'm pretty comfortable with taking him there. But let's also get all these running backs on the board. And wide receivers. Excuse me. We got a ton, right? So we got Ridley, Beckham, Woods. Let's get all these guys queued up. So we'll go in wide receivers, and there's Ridley. There's Beckham, Woods, Kupp. Who else is on that list? DJ Moore, Juju Smith-Schuster. There's DJ Moore. There's Juju Smith-Schuster. And the reason why I like to use the queue is because now, look at this. We got a nice big fat list of players to choose from. And this kind of helps narrow down the focus. And it also helps because if there's a player from a prior round that makes it to us, and I have them queued up, they'll be at the top of my list. So I'll say, oh, that guy's still available, and so it works very well. It really helps out. And as you can see, I'm not really tracking what players are coming off the board. Instead, I'm just using my app to go to the next round, pick my favorite players, put them on the queue, and then we're just going to see what happens. So let's review the second round, since the second round just finished. So to start the second round, it was Tyreek Hill, and then Kenyon Drake, Austin Eckler, Miles Sanders came off, and then I took Nick Chubb. Then Travis Kelce, tight end, comes off. Then Godwin and Hopkins, so a couple of receivers. Aaron Jones comes off. Then George Kittle. Then Kenny Galladay. And hold on, I got to move the screen. Oh, Chris Carson came off. Again, he was my number one choice, but he was right at the top of the list. I'm like, he's not going to last long. James Conner comes off at the start of the third round. Allen Robinson, it is 5 picks to us. Oh, Mike Evans comes off. But you can see we still have Gurley, we still have Johnson, and obviously a bunch of wide receivers. And I really want to get another running back. One of the strategy I'm utilizing here is what I call the top 50 Dominator Strategy. And what it is we're going to try to get ourselves 6 players with top 50 value in our first 6 picks. And so, right now we're doing great. I mean, the fact that we got Henry and Chubb, I'm just tickled pink about that. But let's further solidify it with another great running back. And, I'd love it if Gurley got to us. David Johnson, he's a little bit problematic as a 3rd round pick. I like him better as a 4th round pick, but he's still a good choice. I mean, he is a decent choice. And he offers great value, because it's half PPR. He's going to catch a lot of passes. That's why I like him so much. So we had a couple of quarterbacks just come off the board in a row. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, early 3rd round. That's where I'm seeing him go every single draft I'm doing right now. They're always in the first half of the 3rd round is when they're coming off the board. So anyway, that's good for me because that pushes these guys later that normally wouldn't be available. And you can see Todd Gurley is 3rd on the list, and we only have 2 more picks till us. DJ Moore just came off. Now it's 1 to us. So if Gurley makes it, that is brilliant. I love it. I mean, I can only dream that my half-point PPR league will go this well when I do it next week. Let's see. Yep, he made it. Look at that. And now, was Gurley a long shot? Let me just take a look real quick. Gurley, yeah, he sure was. Look at that. We got the trifecta of long shots here. So that's great. I'm super happy with that. So Henry, Chubb, and Gurley, certainly the best running back core in the league, although the guy that picked first has McCaffrey, Carson, and Connor. Connor I don't like, but Carson and McCaffrey are both super excellent. So let's go to the 4th round. Now we absolutely need to take ourselves a wide receiver. So in the 4th round, wide receivers, we already got Ridley on the list. There's Metcalf, there's Sutton, Kupp, McLaurin. We already got Kupp on. McLaurin doesn't score 40. Okay, so it's just Metcalf and Sutton. So, it's already back to us. And, look at this. We already had all right, what's going on here? It kind of got delayed and then it caught up to us. Okay, so I'm going to take Sutton because it looks like all my Q guys came off. So Ridley, Kupp, Woods, all those guys came off. So I'm taking Sutton as my 1. And really, I have Sutton rated as a high-end 2. He's like my 13th best wide receiver this year. So I really like him. I like the Denver offense. He's going to be very good. So that went very quick. So let's get some of these other guys queued up, though. DK Metcalf for sure. So let me get Metcalf on the queue. Who knows? With the way this draft is going, he might make it to us. That'd be sweet. But let's go to the 5th round and look at the players. So Sutton. Oh, there's Keenan Allen too. T.Y. Hilton. Those are 2 top 50 value players. Let's put Allen and Hilton on the queue as well. There's Allen. There's Hilton. Come on, Allen. Okay, and who else is here? McLaurin, Lockett, Devontae Parker, Stephon Diggs, Michael Gallup. All right. And so basically this season, the wide receiver position is so deep that really you are able to get a top 50 value wide receiver in the 6th round. And that guy, that target for me is Jarvis Landry. He's right there. And we've got a decent chance to get him. It is a little bit of a long shot. If we miss on Landry, we probably can get Gallup. And Gallup is just outside the top 50. His value rank is like 51 or 52 or something like that. So he's just outside the top 50. But for me, that's good enough, man. If I get him instead of Landry, that's great. Landry has about an extra round of value on him. So let's review what happened here. So the 4th round went Mark Andrews, and then went Ridley, Kupp, Woods, and then I took Sutton. And then we have Gordon, Taylor, and then Brown and Chark came off. Then Le'Veon Bell, Mark Ingram, Tyler Lockett, Terry McLaurin, and then Zach Ertz came off. So we've had 4 tight ends taken so far, only 2 quarterbacks. So we're in good shape. We got, Metcalf came off. That's a bummer. But I can't, they can't all go my way. You know, I can't expect that to happen. I mean, 3 long shots in a row is pretty amazing. That's a pretty amazing way to start the league. But, so we've got, Hilton, Gallup, and Landry still available, still offering top 50 value. So we're going to go with that. Let's also look at, on the running backs. And here's why you got to go early on running backs, because here we are, 5th round. Look at the value of these running backs in PPR. Now, Ronald Jones is pretty good at 56, Devin Singletary 57, Montgomery's 59th, but they're outside the top 50. Kareem Hunt, 71st overall, Mostert, 74th overall. So the values really suffer. And the reason why you got to go running back is because, so it's back to us. 2 more quarterbacks were taken. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to take Hilton. Let's take Hilton as our 2. You got to take the quarterbacks. You got to take the running backs in the first 3 rounds, because by the end of the 3rd round, all of the top 50 value players are gone. Now, I do like the fact that Jonathan Taylor was taken in the 4th. He's good value there. He's fair value in the 4th round. That's good. Melvin Gordon's another guy with top 50 value. Le'Veon Bell, I think he's now outside the top 50. He got downgraded because Adam Gase just sucks. But Mark Ingram, Kareem Hunt, Cam Akers, Raheem Mostert, all those guys are outside the top 50. So, all right. So we just finished up the 5th round. So it was Terry McLaurin, then Zach Ertz, then Metcalf and Allen, then Kareem Hunt, then 2 quarterbacks, Prescott and Murray, then T.Y. Hilton, then Cam Akers and Raheem Mostert, then Stephon Diggs, Deshaun Parker, and now we're back to our pick. And look at that. Who made it to us? Mr. Jarvis Landry. I'm telling you, man, it works almost every single time. And again, if I miss on Landry, I'll take Gallup. It's no big deal. Now, we've got a bunch of quarterbacks that have come off. 2 more quarterbacks came off, Deshaun Watson and Russell Wilson. So I like to consider taking a quarterback. And then certainly if Matt Ryan makes it back to us, I would absolutely take him with my 7th pick. Let's also go back here. Let's go to the 7th round. And if we look at tight ends, the one tight end that I like, Hayden Hurst, who I consider a breakout from Atlanta, he is a long shot for us here, but Fork score not 40. But the thing with tight ends is they are terrible value, every single one. Terrible value relative to their draft position. And really, I'm just looking at upside. I'm looking at that offense. Last year, Austin Hooper was on track for 120 targets before he got injured. That would be a top 5 tight end. And in fact, Austin Hooper was the number 1 tight end for most of the first half of last season until he got injured. And then he finished like 5th or 6th. But that's because he was out 3 weeks. But anyway, that's what we're talking about. I love the upside of Hurst. So Hurst is another guy. If we go to the tight ends, you'll see Hurst here. Now, the other ones that are still on the board, we'll see if any of these guys make it back. We've got Engram, Henry, and Higbee. You can see Henry and Higbee here, and we can restore Engram. None of them score. They all score 0 VORC. They're just not that good. Engram does offer some value. So does Higbee. But low reliability for Engram. Higbee, low consistency. And that's what I'm most scared about with Higbee, is he did all of his damage. Look at this. We might be able to get Matt Ryan. That'd be awesome. I would totally be happy with that. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so Matt Ryan. Oh no, Matt Ryan did get taken. Shoot. All right, that's too bad. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's take our tight end. We'll go ahead and we'll take Hayden. All right, we're doing good. Reach alert. You know, you're going to have to take Hayden at about this point. This is where he's going. Let's go to the 8th round. So the 8th round, we still need a quarterback, right? So I'm thinking we either go Stafford or we go Brady. And I think they're both good choices here. Brady, I'm kind of loving the Tampa Bay offense. I'm loving the weapons he has. Brady has a lot of risks. He changed teams. He's old, all this stuff. But shoot, he's great. Matthew Stafford was on a tear last season before he got injured. He was running at a 5,000 yard annual pace, on track for like 40 touchdowns. He was great. And so I think they're both really good. I kind of like taking a chance on Brady. We haven't really taken a chance on anybody yet. Why not roll the dice with someone like Tom Brady? I mean, there's certainly worse choices. Now, the one risk with Tom Brady that I have to mention is that he has a Week 13 bye. Tampa Bay and Carolina have the Week 13 bye, and that is one of the most critical weeks in fantasy football because most people's playoffs start on Week 14. And so you don't want your starters, you don't want to have a bunch of starters that are not going to be playing on a week when you're like vying for, you're either A, vying for a playoff spot, or B, you are trying to secure a playoff spot. You don't want to be in a situation where you might lose that. Anyway, that's just something to consider with Tom Brady. It's a risk, but I think he's excellent. He's got such great receivers on that team. It's really going to be a good team. He's got Gronk back. It's going to be a very good offense, and I'm excited to see what they can do. So let's go to the 9th round now. Let's see what we got. So in the 9th round, I think we definitely need to go back to running backs. We haven't taken any running backs in a while, there are some good options here. Look at this. We got Marlon Mack. We got Alexander Madison. We got Antonio Gibson, who just got a big upgrade, because of the whole. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of a different. Excuse me. I was thinking about Leonard Fournette. He wasn't on Washington. Never mind. But we got some good options. So it's already back to us. This is moving very quickly. Let's go to running backs. So you can see there's Gibson there. So, let's go ahead. Let's take Gibson. Again, he doesn't offer great value, but there's an opportunity there. He's been doing good in camp, and it's Peterson is the other running back there, and Peterson's like 35 this year, 34, something like that. So let's look at the 10th round. And the 10th round, let's just keep with it. Let's just get some more running backs. We've already got 3 wide receivers. I only want to take like one more wide receiver. Everyone else, I want to just take running backs to finish out this draft. So look on this round. We got Alexander Madison. And we got a bunch of guys that don't score 40 though. Duke Johnson, Damian Harris. Actually, he's a potential breakout. Chase Edmonds, he's a potential breakout. These guys have terrible value, but Madison is good. So let's see here. Where is Madison? There he is. I like him. So he's a good choice, and it's already back to us. So let's go ahead and we'll take Madison. And I got to say, I'm liking this team so far. This is a great team. We've already got our whole lineup. All we need is a kicker and a defense. We'll take those with our last 2 picks. We'll get someone good. And let's just keep, like I said, I want to just load up on running backs. So this round 11 is what we're heading into here. Yeah, we're heading into round 11. Oh my gosh, it's already back to us. Damian Harris, is he still on the board? He is. All right, let's go ahead. We will take him. Look, it's like struggling to keep up here. It's going so fast now. All right, I'll go ahead and I'll take Harris. Let's see here. Now let's look at wide receivers because I think we do need to take a wide receiver here. For the 12th round, Lazard. That's a great choice. Let's take Lazard as our 4th. So let's go wide receivers. Lazard's right there. Who else is still on the board? Robbie Anderson's a good choice too. Those would probably be the 2 guys I'd choose. Let's take a chance on Lazard, though. I mean, come on. It's Aaron Rodgers. He's got to be able to support a second wide receiver. It's been so long. And then what we'll do is we'll take one more running back at round 13, and then we'll take our main guys. We'll take our defense and kicker and go out with a bang. This is a good team, though. I'm really happy with this team right now. So Lazard, let's go ahead and take him. And 13th round, if we're looking at running backs, anything good there? Well, there's Curtis Samuel for... Chris Thompson, he got a boost. He got a boost when Fournette got booted. Let's see here. Could we get him? Is he still on the board? Let's see. THOMPSON. Where's it pointing me to? Oh, someone just took him. Oh, that's too bad. Let's look at the running backs here. So, look. All right. So, who's available? Okay, Carlos Hyde. Look, we've got. Did we take Chris Carson? Didn't we take Chris Carson? No, we didn't. But you know what? I like Carlos Hyde. Let's take a chance on Carlos Hyde. Okay. Because I don't think Penny's going to play this year. Great running back core, man. I mean, really, this is very, very good. And I love our top three. The top three are just making me drool. I'm so happy with that. So we are doing very well here. 14th round, let's go ahead and take ourselves a defense. Who is available? All right, so what I've been taking, in most every draft I have, I've been taking the Eagles, just because they got a great schedule for the first 3 weeks of the season. They open against Washington, so it's going to be very good for them. And let's get ourselves a kicker. And, what I say with kickers, get yourself a kicker on a good offense that plays in a dome. That would be someone like Koo of Atlanta. You got Gonzalez of Arizona. You got Prater of Detroit. Who else would I consider here? Fairburn of Houston. Koo's right at the top. Let's go ahead and we'll take him. Let's see what FantasyPros says. They always give me fits. Like, why don't you like my team? But I think this team is damn good. So let's see what happens here. And then we're going to go evaluate this team on my app, and I'll show you why I like it so much. So, C+. Get out of here, FantasyPros. You don't know what you're talking about. All right, I'm going to just cut away right now, and we're going to go and look at these players on my app, and I'm going to show you why I like this team so much. All right, so I'll be right back. All right, so let's review this team. So here's who I have. First of all, running backs. Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, Todd Gurley, and then I also have Alexander Madison. Wait a minute, I lost track here. Excuse me. Alexander Madison, Antonio Gibson, Damian Harris, and Carlos Hyde. For wide receivers, I've got Cortland Sutton, Jarvis Landry, T.Y. Hilton, and Alan Lazard. And I took Tom Brady as my quarterback. I took Hayden Hurst as my tight end, and I think that FantasyPros has Hayden Hurst rated way worse than I do for stats. I think he's a rock solid choice, and again, a huge upside. But let me show you why I like this team. First of all, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 players with top 50 value, including 2 in the top 10, okay? This team is going to be a force every single week. You can see also that as far as some notes, there are some negatives on here. I do see, Henry's got the regression tag. You got some guys with some declining usage, contract year, and Hyde has an injury issue. But on the flip side, Henry's had an upward trend in his usage. We got contract years for Nick Chubb and Cortland Sutton, as well as Alan Lazard. For breakout candidates, I loaded up on breakouts. I got Madison, Lazard, Hurst, Gibson, and Damian Harris are all tagged as being breakout players this year. Tom Brady bounced back. Obviously, he was disappointing last year. Now, the outlook, again, not quite as good as I would hope, but almost everybody is 3 stars or better, only a couple of 2 stars and 1 1-star player. So that's very good. I got 4 4-star players. Let's look at reliability. Okay, this is why this is so important. Look at how good the reliability is of this team. Look at how many players I have with high reliability. These guys do not miss games. and only one low reliability player. I got T.Y. Hilton, low reliability. That was a risk, but he gives us a top 50 value. So I'm willing to accept the risk on my, on one of my wide receivers. We also have a bunch of mid-rated wide receivers. And then let's look at consistency. And again, consistency is a measure of how much you can trust that player on a week-to-week basis. And look at this. 10s, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. All these guys above average consistency. The only low consistency player is Alexander Madison, a backup. Okay, that's to be expected. And then a bunch of guys that didn't have enough volume last year to qualify for a consistency rating. But again, breakouts. These are all high upside guys. So again, this is a very good team, a very solid lineup. I would be super happy to bring this into me into the regular season here because, again, I've got a value advantage over everybody else in this league. In this league, most everybody else only has 4 top 50 value players. I got 6. I got 6 players with top 50 value. And so, again, I always take FantasyPros ratings with a grain of salt. Again, I think they ding me for Hayden Hurst. They do not like Hayden Hurst as much as I do. And obviously I took a couple risky players. I got some 2-star and a 1-star player. That's fine. I'm totally fine with it. Most of these lower rated players were long shots anyway. And so, that's the way fantasy goes. But anyway, so that's the draft. That's the mock. Why don't you let me know what you think? Leave your comments down below. I like this team. This is a good team. Certainly, that running back core is scary. That's a scary running back core that I get to trot out every week against my opponents. I'm really excited about that. So, anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked the video, and please like and subscribe as well. And I'll be doing this again tomorrow. Man, we are in mock draft season, so I'm doing a million mocks here. So, thank you very much, and have a good night, everybody. I'll talk to you soon.